And, well, you know, for way older people than us, sometimes if their condition's too fragile, I think sex is still a good thing because sex is like exercise. It increases the body. But some, I guess, doctors would say don't engage in sex. And
why would they say that?
I don't know, but it's a myth.
It's a myth. It's a myth because, you know, they've been studying being made that the chances for a man to die because he's having sex, you know, is the same as when you walk out the door and you're hit by a brick.
Really?
Yeah.
But it does happen. You find those, like,
they make a big deal out of it. Do you understand? They don't make a big deal if they die walking across the kitchen floor and then they slip and they fall. You know, no. It's not really, sex is good for you.
I think sex is. It increases the heart rate and...
It's the best rejuvenation that you can have.
The other weird, it's not a myth, you don't include, but you know, all these sex pills like Viagra, I mean, I've never taken that, but I don't think that's very good for the body. What do you think?
Well, Viagra is prescribed sometimes by doctors for people who have erectile dysfunction. That means they cannot keep the erection long enough to have satisfying intercourse.
What does it do, Viagra?
Well, Viagra increases blood circulation in the penis, okay? And that becomes less as men, for instance, have diabetes, or they take a lot of over-the-counter drugs. They take drugs to lower the blood pressure.
So then they're taking Viagra, which is another drug on top of those other drugs.
Well, another cause of ED is also taking antidepressants, which is really amazingly many people, about 50% of all people in Canada, they was take antidepressants.
It's a little boring in Canada. I was just there. But there are natural aphrodisiacs. I know like seafood is a natural aphrodisiac, and there's lots of things that exercise is a natural
Yeah, that's good. And people who take Viagra, they need it because otherwise they cannot have sex. It's fine as long as they also take care of curing the cause of that, you know. But if they take Viagra and they don't take care of the cause they cause the erectile dysfunction, then they're actually cheating themselves.
Yeah, you have to go back to the cause because your body's meant to naturally be aroused when it's aroused. And it's like, I bet people who take Viagra are aroused when they're like, because the blood supply has been increased, you know, on the commercial to say, call a doctor if your erection lasts more than 4 hours. So like you're walking around and like there's, you know, it's just, there's something out of balance about doing those things.
Yeah, it is a blessing for certain people, and it is really a curse if you take Viagra without taking care of the cause of it.
Yeah, you need to take care of your overall health for all parts of your body.
Yeah.
But the other myth is that people think after orgasm, that's the end of the sex. You know, there's that, we had that, and then it's like go
finished.
But your understanding is that's not true.
No, it's not true. Actually, the phases is like love play, intercourse.
Well, what's love play?
Love play is when you start talking to each other in sweet way, touching each other's face, kissing, you know, like the foreplay. They call it foreplay, but I call it love play because there is no foreplay. There is just love play. Otherwise, foreplay makes you think that the only play is intercourse. Before intercourse is foreplay? No, it's love play.
Okay, so love play, intercourse, or some kind of arousal thing, and then after...
And then there is the afterglow.
What's...
The afterglow is your body is completely glowing. And
after orgasm?
After orgasm.
And even if the woman doesn't have an orgasm? Or, because it seems like then the focus is on the orgasm.
Well, we're talking now if both people have an orgasm and they can have an afterglow. Okay. If one of them didn't have an orgasm, the afterglow is not that good. And I want to talk also about the fact that some women force themselves to have an orgasm. They even fake it in order to get it over with because they can't have it, and so the afterglow is not happening for them. No.
The afterglow, though, is like the peace. How do you describe the afterglow?
The deeper connection with the heart. The heart opens up, the soul level connects much deeper, and there you thank each other for being in each other's life, and you're a great lover. I'm so happy you're in my life. That kind of thing.
But you say, but sex itself doesn't have to end in the afterglow because there's still a sexual
sex
component.
never ends. We are sexual beings. We are always sexually turned on. It's just a matter of when you decide to make love, then you express sexuality. Otherwise, you just let it flow throughout your body. I have sexual energy flowing through my body all the time.
Like right now?
Like right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. It's natural. It's natural.
But I don't know. Is there like the perfect way to help women achieve orgasm? I know you say each woman is different, but if I'm a man approaching one, I really would like to have this woman have an orgasm. What you do? What's the best way?
Well, the best way is communication, sweet communication. Honey, there is no rush. You follow her slowness. If she is slow opening up, follow that slowness. Breathe like she's breathing, and then ask question, is that okay? Is it okay if I touch this? Is there right pressure? Do you want more pressure, less pressure? You just ask.
For women, though, the sex is much more connected to their emotional...
That's why I'm saying start with sweet talking.
Right, and it's like, but you're also a intimacy coach as well, so it's the sex is part of it, and then just, I guess, intimacy is communication, right?
Intimacy is all of it, but it starts with communication. The woman cannot open up her sexual center before she opens up the heart. It's a connection. Man can open up. Head, thought goes directly into the penis, and it can skip the heart.
It can.
And woman, no, she has to open the heart first, right? Before.
No, it's true.
It's true. Yeah, then she opens up when she feels loved and seen. And relaxed, she can relax in your arms. You can be strong enough to be slow. Well, man has to be slow with a woman who cannot receive orgasm.
I think it is slow when you care more about that woman than any kind of sexual fulfillment. That's the intimacy.
Right.
The intimacy starts with the two people opening up their hearts, and then what follows from there is sort of the cream, the climax of that connection.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That's good.
It's wonderful. Yes.
No, it's good. So in your work, you also talked about the other level of intimacy, like bringing people, with sex into. So people what I'm trying to say is people tend to go unconscious in that sexual act.
Right.
How do people stay consciously connected in your experience?
Okay, in my experience is the man and the woman, both of them need to be really connected with themselves, with their own body. The man sometimes makes the mistake of falling into the woman and then falling and leaving the power behind instead of just keeping his own power and coming and expanding his heart energy to the woman. That's different from falling in love. You rise in love. You expand in love together. Okay, that's one. And the rising in love is important because the falling in love doesn't work.
Right. Well, if a couple's been together a long time, right? How do you suggest in your coaching that they change the patterns of, their lovemaking has been probably the same for 20, and it's just gotten boring.
Right.
So what do you do?
Some of the tips that I give to people is, make believe that you just met. Right? Start like, for instance, I give you a scene. Go to a restaurant, in your restaurant, and make believe that you just met and you can keep your hands off each other, right? And talk. You remember how you used to talk the first time you meet somebody.
But can you do that every day? I mean...
No, you start that way.
Okay.
Then there are other things. You play roles. That's another thing. You play roles. Sometimes the woman might want to put on something really sexy for herself, fall in love with herself in front of the mirror, put music on, dance. So once she is turned on, it's very easy then to surrender into orgasm. Yeah.
But in general, like, how do we just break the patterns that we have with each other? You know, the day-to-day things. I think it has to change there somehow.
Right, absolutely, and that's why people usually cannot do it by themselves. That's why they have to go to a professional, like,
like
an intimacy coach or any, you know, like